Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here.
Meeting my icon, Catherine Isabel.
Another week, another episode.
Wait, what did you say?
Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you my review of this week's episode of Van Helsing on Syfy, which was Season 3, Episode 10, Outside World. Yeah, I just gotta say right off the bat, guys, this was one of my favorite episodes of the season. Probably sometime after the season's over, I'm going to do some kind of video talking about my top 10 episodes of the show so far. But probably right up there with Super Unknown and I Awake this year, episodes 2 and 3. This is probably my personal favorite one so far anyway. We'll see what the last 3 episodes bring. But I just really enjoyed this one. Of course, you guys know I feel when there's no Vanessa in an episode. I still like it, but I'm very eager to see the next step in Vanessa's journey, and this was a pivotal episode for that kind of thing, because we see Vanessa, after she had fed on the guy living on the lake and everything like that. She is actually confronted by the Oracle. And I was confused by that before. So people were debating if it was the Oracle or just a separate elder vampire who's now appeared to Sam and Vanessa. We find out she's even the one that appeared to Vanessa when she was a kid. During the her and Scarlett's flashbacks earlier this season. So I thought that was a pretty good tie-in, and the Oracle basically challenges Vanessa about how much life is actually left in her. Is she going to actually be able to bring herself to kill the Dark One when she releases him, or is it going to be like she gets consumed by this and she sort of steps over fully to the other side? Of course, Vanessa remains defiant, and we pretty much understand there's going to be like a choice that Vanessa makes that sort of establishes what path she's going to go down, or at least try to go down. And immediately we see her sort of follow this path, and she runs into Muhammad, feeding on like a coyote or wolf or something. But I think this episode is very telling that Vanessa's going to be tormented, forever, pretty much. But the fact that she saved Muhammad here still showed the humanity that's left in her and how that comes out. And this was just a great episode for Kelly Overton, who's just been continuously so impressive in this role as Vanessa. She got to play on a lot of different points of her psyche in this episode. She's literally hanging from a hook for most of the episode. And we just have these different characters from past and present walking up to her, and them sort of, going back and forth about, how certain events have played out with themselves. I thought that it was a really good episode, or a very personal episode, not like an action-driven, brutal episode or anything like that. But although Vanessa on the hook, and seeing her wrench trying to get herself off of it was something. This is definitely a character type of episode, which I really, really liked. It was great, seeing David Cobbett come back as John, who is sort of like a mini, almost antagonist in season 1, or at least a survivor who heavily disagreed with Axel and Vanessa and everything. I hope you guys remember him. But Vanessa basically made the choice to kill him after they had thought he was the serial killer, when it turned out to be Sam eventually. But he was just very sort of aggressive, and when he and Susan were drinking, he had tried to force himself on her, which Vanessa's vision tries to deny, saying he was, panicked and stuff like that, But Vanessa still holds to the fact that, she was justified in killing him, or at least she doesn't feel guilty about it. But yeah, whether he was or wasn't the killer, isn't the point anymore. It's pretty much the fact that John probably would have been some kind of issue later with something else, based on his behavior and everything. And of course, it was great seeing Hilary Jardine as Susan again herself. That's something the only really warm moment of the episode, besides Vanessa and the human Alex Ponovic, or the human Julius, who we'll talk about in a minute. But it was nice seeing. Vanessa was wary at first because she just thought she was going to be seeing the Elder again or something like that in Susan's form, but no, it's actually at least the regular Susan in her psyche. And Susan talking about love and how she still believes there's something so good and light, some kind of light in Vanessa that's going to be able to drive her forward. So things like that. I can't repeat the lines. I just butcher it. Plus, it's been a full 8.5 hour day at work, so I am tired. But I had to talk about this, and it was also great seeing Julius, of course, the human Julius, basically again trying to inspire that goodness in Vanessa, saying all the atrocities he's committed, the kind of figure he was in the vampire world, and yet he's come out on the other side, sort of doubting himself, but like Vanessa says, he's just good to the core, really. And Vanessa's sort of doubting herself if she's actually that decent of a person when it comes down to it, when she is or isn't influenced by her vampiric side. So I found that pretty interesting. And of course, immediately following our good current human Julius is Vampire Julius. Kind of cool to see Alex Ponovic, step back into that version of the character. Because human Julius, he's become probably my favorite character besides Vanessa. But I also really enjoyed him as an antagonist in the first season. Part of me almost wanted to see more of him like that. But I've loved human Julius so much I haven't really complained. So it's good. Alex Ponovic just has a really good presence. He's very easily imposing. If he had gone on, he'd probably still be a bigger villain than Sam was. But luckily, Vanessa turned him, and he turns out to be a very good-natured person. But yeah. Julius sort of pushing Vanessa towards that darkness instead. Then we have Sam, kind of season 1, Nick Cap Sam, sort of toying with Vanessa over what he did to Susan. So I enjoyed that as well. And of course, Dylan. Good to see her return. She looks a little bit older, but they actually comment on that. So it's not just something they're trying to just. Hey, no, this isn't the actress returning. She hasn't aged at all or, grown up at all. So they didn't try that. They acknowledge that she looks older and probably attribute it to just how Vanessa would imagine her now or something a little bit further into it. But I actually like Dylan urging Vanessa forward as well. I think that was fairly effective. Like if I go through the photo recap here on Syfy.com. Yep, here we go. Yep, here's a good one on the photo recap on Syfy. And even though she is a reminder of everything Vanessa has lost, she is also a reminder that those we love never really leave. So I like that. I like that touch to it as well. And then, of course, she actually ends up, later on luring Muhammad, down the chain, as he crawls down, and, getting him, in his feral sort of vampiric state to feed on her blood, thus turning him back into a human. And it's good to see that Vanessa and Muhammad thing working again. They sort of have like a brother, big sister, type of dynamic, and it's good to see it back, going back to that. At first I thought Sam was going to show up and actually have Vanessa be like the figurehead to, whether she maybe joined Sam or save Muhammad or something. I thought it was going to go like that. Maybe that could have been Sam's final episode too. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see because the Oracle is visiting Sam a lot as well throughout his life. So do they both have big parts to play in what they're trying to push forward for the dark side going forward? It's going to be interesting for sure. I still like this. Don't really like Muhammad going off on his own again to help the survivors. It's pretty much just asking for Sam to go after him again on his own and no Vanessa to help. But we'll see how that goes. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed this episode. Like I said, one of my favorites of the season. I'm giving it a 9.3 out of 10. Let me know what you guys thought about this one, and please tweet about Van Helsing, support this show. Watch it live if you can. If you can't, tweet about it, post about it on Facebook, do whatever you can. Tell your friends about it. Have them watch the first 2 seasons on Netflix. The ratings are dipping a bit again, unfortunately. I'm getting worried, but I'm never going to stop supporting this show, because in a time of pretty much golden age TV, or at least still in a very good time for TV right now, Van Helsing is still one that stuck out to me, and I watched like 200 other shows, so it's really worth continuing. I would really love to see a season 4, but I'm very eager to see what they go with these last 3 episodes. It should be great. So yeah, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, like, subscribe. I may have already said that. Catch you guys next time. Peace.